All right, so this is going to be kind of a tips and tricks video for locking your layers when you're doing a bite mark analysis and comparison. And before we jump into it, again, this is my disclaimer that I'm not teaching you how to do the bite mark analysis or comparison itself. I'm simply teaching Photoshop skills that you can use when doing those procedures. So, I'm going to pull up our bite mark image that's been enhanced. You can see all the different enhancement layers, and we've got some suspect overlays in it. And what we're going to talk about in this video is locking your layers. And some people don't like to lock the layers, but I will show you why I do. And I think the easiest way to show you that is by just, like I said, show it to you. So let's say we've got our enhanced layer turned on. We've got our maxillary hollow overlay for suspect G in there. And we want to try to move this overlay around on the image. Well, you'll notice I can sit here and I can move this overlay because I have grabbed it. But let's say I accidentally don't get my mouse right on the overlay and I accidentally move the picture. You don't really want to do that because what's really nice about having all these different enhancements is if I wanted to look at this overlay on all these different enhanced images, I kind of want all of my enhancements to be lined up so that once I get my overlay situated how I want it, all I have to do is turn the eyeballs on and off like I'm doing here. And the overlay is in the exact same spot on all these different enhanced images. So you will see if I turn this on, again, this is really kind of cattywampus at this point. If you happen to notice that you moved your picture, as soon as you move it, then all you have to do is edit, undo, and it will move your picture back to where you want it. You're gonna have to bear with me because since I've turned all those eyeballs on and off, I have to undo all of that stuff first. So that's what I'm doing is we're just undoing all the little on and off with the eyeballs. And we're going to get back to, okay, so here's the point where I've accidentally moved my picture. I noticed that I moved it. I'm just going to undo, move, and now it's back to where it originally was. However, if you're like me, you get really focused on what you're doing, and sometimes it may be 25 steps down the road that you realize, oh shoot, I accidentally grabbed that picture. So like, let's say I'm trying to grab my overlay and I didn't grab my overlay, I just grabbed my picture, and I forget to go back up here and do undo, move, but I get my overlay moved, and then I mess with another overlay, or I do, again, 25 other steps and I forget to undo that. Well, it's really cumbersome to go back and undo all that stuff. And you may have done something you didn't really want to undo either. So this is where locking the layers comes into play. So I've now gotten everything back in alignment. You can see that it's back in alignment because if I just turn, nothing is changing. Everything's in the same spot there. Everything's in the same spot here. Everything's all nice and lined up. So I really don't want to move those around and get them out of alignment with each other. So what we can do is we can lock these. And the way that you do that is you turn the eyeball on, you make sure that's the active layer, and you come up here and you click the little lock. So that layer is now locked. And what that means is if I turn my hollow volume overlay on and I try to, move this around, I can move my overlay, but notice it won't accidentally move the picture. Even if I'm on that layer and it's active, I cannot move that. So it makes it really nice and prevents you from accidentally moving your picture and not realizing that you've moved your picture. So For me, what I like to do is once I have all of my like enhancement layers done, is I just come in here and lock all of them. Because again, I don't really want any of these getting out of alignment with each other. It just really creates a headache, and trust me, if you do it and forget to correct it, you will hate yourself later on down the road because it can really create an issue when you start comparing all these different overlays and things like that. So again, I just like to turn a little lock on all of my enhanced layers of my photograph so that no matter what I do, I cannot move that background photo. I can move the overlay all I want to, but I cannot move any of these layers or images. Like I can't move that one, and I can't move that one, so nothing gets out of alignment. Again, it just really makes this so much easier so that when let's say we think that's how that lines up, now I can just sit there and leave my overlay and it's gonna look lined up the exact same on all of my enhancements. So it just makes, again, life so much easier to just lock those layers from the get-go, and then you don't have to worry about things getting accidentally moved around. To unlock a layer, say you do want to come back in here and you want to do something to that layer, all you have to do is turn your eyeball on, highlight it, and unclick the little padlock. Now it's unlocked, and now you'll notice I can move it around again. I'm going to edit undo those moves because I want it back in position, and I'm going to go ahead and lock it again. So there you go. That's a lovely little tip and trick that I promise will save you some headache down the road. Again, you don't have to lock those layers, but it does just make things really a lot easier for you.